at it once again. D2E EQ Sound Studios. You done know with my brother Governor. You done know, people. Yeah, man. We here once again. D2E Newz, media, and and all of that, brother. You know what I mean? How you feeling tonight, brother?
I'm feeling great, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long day. It was a long week. I'm just you know, there was a couple of things I couldn't get to do this weekend, based on everything that I went through last week. So my apologies for not being able to be at the places where I needed to be this weekend. But I'm good, man. How you feeling? How was your week? How's your weekend been so far?
All right, still, you know what I
Well, how
mean?
was your weekend? Because tonight is Sunday. Tomorrow we're back to work.
You done know, man. Yeah, it was all right. Blessed, you know what I mean? Just with little man at Canada's Wonderland, you know what I mean? Just took on some rides and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Straight up goods. You know what I mean? Just taking it easy, for this nice summer. But it was rammed today, so we only did one ride today. But yesterday we did like a couple of them, you know what I mean? So we got our seasons passes, so it's all good.
Nephew's getting big. Shout out to the nephew.
You
He's getting
done
really,
know,
really, really,
man.
really big.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a good weekend then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I had a great weekend, man. Right now, I don't know, man. I had some. I don't remember what is it that I eat,
Mm-hmm.
but man, I don't feel the greatest right now. My stomach is feeling a little. I'm upset and shit like that. So
Damn.
I'm gonna try to get through this without having to leave.
I see. Shoot.
But yeah. So what's up? What do we have in the menu tonight?
Mm. Well, today, man, shoot. Well, all I know is that recently in the hip hop news that poor Tory, man, like he got sentenced for like 10 years. It was like for 13, so I'm assuming he already did his 3 because he's been locked up for the last almost, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's gonna be an appeal or any battle towards that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, straight up, it's sad because it's one of our Canadian brothers here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And don't get me wrong, I love the States and all of that, but they're gonna make an example out of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it is a Canadian artist, so it is one of our fellow Canadians. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how. My question was gonna be more so like, how did you feel about the charges that have been laid upon him? How do you feel about the whole, what he's being accused of?
Yo, man, I don't know if there's still like enough
Like, let's say
municipal
what he was. Well, let's just say what he was accused of was actually truth.
truth.
Yeah, like let's just say he shot Megan in her foot, right?
Hmm.
How do you feel about that? If that was the case, how would you feel about that?
First things first, why would you be doing that?
Right, but we don't know the ins and outs, right? So
Exactly.
this is what I'm trying to tell the people right here. Like, if he actually shot Megan Thee Stallion,
Mhm.
how would you feel about that? If we actually did do that,
Well, first things first. Any
answer the
wait,
answer the
I'm about
question,
to
dog.
get to that. Any violence against women is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, especially to that extremity, right? I mean,
Straight.
no
It
violence is
doesn't.
tolerated, especially with women. I understand. Um, but in the days and age we live, there is women who actually will go out of the way
Yeah.
to um to get that side of you that no one wants to see out, right?
But at the same time, you got to be smart enough not to entrap yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what I'm saying, I'm not saying it because I feel like we should condone violence, especially towards women. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? That's a big no. A long time ago, I heard someone said, "Just walk away. Just walk away." And I know it sounds so easy to It sounds easy to say. You know what I'm saying? It sounds easy to say, but it's harder to do sometimes, especially when you're not in a real relationship. You know what I'm saying? But as I grew more mature and I'm older now, you know what I mean. The advice that I will give y'all is walk away, just walk the fuck away. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? If but the allegations against Tory are real, I'm not here to judge anyone. You know what I'm saying? Because God forbid that could have happened to me or could have happened to anyone. We don't know the ins and outs. So I am gonna wish Tory, you know, good spirits, and I hope he comes home soon. And I hope none of this shit's truth. And because it's not a good look for anyone, regardless whether you're an artist or a regular person. You know, every time there's violence involved and it has to do with a woman, it's just not. It's just not a great feeling. It's just not something you want to be under, right? Under that kind of spotlight. So 10 years, we'll see, man. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be an appeal.
I'm
I heard
hoping
it from
that
the lawyer.
I'm hoping that it'd be less than that, but this is America, man. I'm just being real. This is America. It ain't Canada here, yo.
What do y'all think is gonna be happening here with Tory? Do you think? Do y'all think he's gonna have the whole 10-year run inside prison, or do you think he's going to get eventually bail for good time served or something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Who knows? Only time will tell, right?
So what are the wishes? What are I just want to ask the watchers, you know what I mean, the audience. What are the wishes we want for Tory Lanez? What do you guys want to see out of this whole Tory Lanez thing? Me personally, obviously, I would love to see him free. I don't want to see no man in jail. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the judge system, not the judicial system to judge him on what he needs or what he doesn't need for what he did or did not do. You know what I mean? But we all agree we don't condone violence with women.
No,
That's
not
it.
at all.
You know what I mean?
Not at all.
So that's that with Tory. Is that it?
Well, yo, but I brought that up because it almost goes with almost like what mental stress, right? Like
Mental stress. Yeah, mental stress. And the topic tonight, we wanted to touch on mental abuse.
mental abuse.
Mental abuse, mental stress, mental abuse.
You know,
We had Dawn Marie on the line. She says, nah, he'll get released early.
yeah, you think so, huh?
Yeah, well,
Well,
we
well,
actually
I
we
mean,
hope.
well,
We
first things
hope.
first.
Let's give her a round
If
of applause for tuning in.
yes, but all I know is this: if it ain't somebody as the part of the law enforcement or the lawyers or anything like that saying differently, he's down with the 10. Okay, straight. I don't
Yeah.
like to be a realist, but I'm a realist. You get what I'm
Well,
saying?
we'll see how where this whole thing goes, right? We want him home, that's for sure. We want we want everybody free. We don't want nobody in jail.
I
You know what
don't
I'm
want
saying?
anybody.
Unless you're there for different things. You know what I mean? And and we all know what those are.
But mental, distress or
Mental stress.
stress. Like sometimes it could be really toxic in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Real shit.
Because the rumors were that there were actually a couple, right? They were like doing a thing, and it was sort of like it really seemed like it for a bit. But you know what I mean? I don't know them personally, so I wouldn't know. But yet, you know what? If you're not in a relationship, and imagine, let's just say they were in a relationship. Per se, we're gonna use them as an example. They were in a relationship, and you have two mega superstars that have accumulated a lot of success throughout the years on their own rights. There's a lot of egos, a lot of tension, a lot of competition. Remember, for Tory being a man, there's a thousand and one women that would love to have somebody like Tory, and for Megan, it's the same thing. She'll have like a whole nation of motherfuckers that would love to take a turn. You know what I mean? Or just have a minute with her, right? So the way I look at it is like, as you say, mental stress and that kind of relationship and that kind of situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just think that the tensions run really high and everything can happen so fucking quick. You know what I mean? Because of all the ego and all the testosterone and all the I'm the shit and I'm better and I'm this and I got the more the shinier jewels and the
Well,
biggest
but the
cars
thing
and
is, sometimes
you
things
know
lead to one thing. Like, okay,
exactly.
like we all talk about the situation, right? But what happened beforehand? Like, we don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know if
Yeah, we don't know.
things got heightened in heat or whatever, and in arguments or whatever, and all of
Supposedly they were
that.
drinking, right?
Yeah, but
There was alcohol
the
involved. That's another
alcohol's
bitch. That's a
involved.
bitch too.
That's a bitch. But at the same time, like, there's signs to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
if so like if it, and after it just takes one big situation to lead to another.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen it over and over, man. You know what I mean? So many artists, so many actors, so many people, from out there, from Hollywood and the big leagues get into trouble for the same things, man. Mental stress is something that I think all of us live. I was wondering recently, for me, from my point of view, you know what I mean? I was wondering if, without generalizing people in mind states, I was just wondering if, I mean, for what I see, man, and for what I've experienced, it's like this new wave of fucking sense of entitlement and control. I don't know if I forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm just giving you my opinion based on the things that I've seen.
Go on.
um you know what I mean? It's a high sense of entitlement in relationships, you know what I mean? And from men and women, you know what I'm saying? On this one, I'm literally gonna speak about, I like I said, from both, right? But for what I've experienced, you know what I'm saying? A high sense of entitlement from women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not to say that men have not done wrong in the past and throughout history, but I think we're living in different times right now, and there's a high sense of entitlement from a lot of women. um I don't know if I should say, because I know real women wouldn't do that, but I don't know if I should say that, but because we're all humans, right? We all go through shit. But from my experience, mental stress, mental abuse, I know what that feels like. You know what I mean? Just I put myself as an example from my past relationship. You know what I'm saying? I could tell you that it was the first time that as a grown man I loved sincerely a woman, right? And it was the woman that I loved was the same woman that ended up destroying me as a man, you know, with a lot of things that came with her on her own before me, you know what I'm saying? And then they were put on to me from a lot of mental stress, a lot of mental
So you
abuse, a lot
saying,
of controlling,
you
you know what I'm
pretty much
saying?
saying that you were paying for the last guy's mistakes with her.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
pretty much you saying.
I was paying for the last
So
guy
pretty much for from
mistakes,
her emotional scarring, right?
family's mistakes,
So
ex's mistakes,
yeah,
all
so
of that
from
shit.
her emotional scarring, you're paying the price for that.
I did pay the price.
And then
It
after
broke me. I
and
gotta
then
be
after
honest.
that, it carried on to you being emotional scarred,
Well, absolutely.
right?
Yeah, like if I gotta be honest, man, I haven't recovered from that.
I'm just
You know what
being
I'm
well.
saying? I'm just
That's
being
what I
sincere.
observed. You know
I
what I
haven't
mean?
recovered from that kind of mental abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really bad. I got to the point where like I wasn't doing music. She broke my spirit.
Mm.
Like all my energy. Always assuming jealousy. Always
Hmm.
insecurities. Always, it was she became basically my biggest obstacle and biggest enemy for me to, and the continuation of my dreams and you know what I'm saying, and everything that I'm built of, right? Like you give somebody, when you give somebody so much, right? Like dedication, hard work, ethics, you know what I'm saying, loyalty, honesty, and all of these things. I think that, I don't know, either sometimes we fail to see the signs of the other person is kind of like
Yeah.
reciprocative,
Hmm.
right? Um, Towards you the same way you feeling at the moment. You know what I mean? Um, and I think that that's some of the reasons why we fall into these moments of trouble in your life, because sometimes you fail to see the signs, you know what I mean? Or you choose not to see the signs. So you just want to see the good in it. And then you know what I mean? Then you're in that relationship or in any relationship, friendship, homeboys, you know what I'm
True.
saying? Like you boy from the block, you just chilling and, in general, you know what I mean? And then next thing you know, somebody else is get comfortable with you and they put all the misery on you. And that creates mental stress. And mental stress eventually builds up and lead to something bigger and more
Yes.
dangerous if it's not
Exactly.
controlled and if it's not treated. So mental stress, mental abuse is serious shit.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's serious shit. You know, I don't know if you want to say something. I know I keep on talking, but you got this spliff in your mouth. So a lot of nowadays I see a lot of men complain about mental abuse. A lot of men today and age complain about mental abuse, and I seen the change in society. I seen the change in the dynamics. You know what I'm saying, from man to woman. You know what I mean. There's bigger issues. Bigger agendas. They're actually compressing and suppressing the men
Yeah.
from being a full man. You know, um mental stress, man. Society, stress, the government, laws, you know what I'm saying? Like sorry, not laws, but I mean we abide by laws, but restrictions, segregation, you know what I mean? All of these things, for a lot of women too.
Indeed.
For a lot of women too, women die in relationships. My heart goes out to you if you're a victim of mental abuse. It could come in the form of guilt trips. It could come in the form of making you feel bad for the little things that you actually do that should matter to a man. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It comes from a lot of angles, man. So it's not just men suffering from it; it's women,
yeah.
and it's just not a cool thing, man.
It's not easy to walk away from because it's somebody you've probably like really been involved with a long time, and and the thing is, if you love somebody, you don't want to see somebody going through, how should I say, the stress on going through sorrow, and you're the one causing it upon it.
For sure,
You know what I mean? Straight up, like,
nobody wants to be there,
you
bro.
know what I mean? No one wants to be there. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if anybody gets entertainment from that. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
believe me, there's actual people that do get
Then
entertainment for
if you
that,
know that's
bro.
happening, then walk away because
Yeah.
there won't be nothing better than that.
But don't forget, a lot of people. Well, and I'm pretty sure this happened to a lot of people. A lot of people like have had people in their life that they were good pretenders.
Yes,
You know
that's
what I'm
true.
saying? Friendships, like I said, friendships, homeboys, relationships,
But
girlfriends,
at the
wives.
same
You know what I'm
time,
saying?
at the
So
same time, don't take anybody lightly and being a fool.
I think that's one of the things. You're right. Don't take nobody lightly. I think that's one of the things that I learned from my last relationship, and all the abuse, the mental abuse that I went through. Um, You know what I'm saying? I think like I'm now, I I I'm stronger now. Like I don't stand for the bullshit that I did. I sometimes I look back for myself. I look back and I said, man, how the fuck did I put up with so much shit? Like what the fuck was I thinking when I look
Well,
back, right? But you're so deep in it you can't really see at the moment. But what it did do was it prepared me. It made me stronger.
as long as you know that you lived and learned,
Oh, for sure,
someday,
man. You know what I
straight
mean?
up.
So when you say zero tolerance for the bullshit, like that's just exactly what I mean. Like I have no
That is
room
it.
for that shit no more.
That is it, man. Straight up. That's
You know?
straight. Yeah, man.
You know, let and then give me another form of mental abuse. You know what I'm saying? That
Another form of
you've seen.
mental
Yeah.
abuse. Hmm. Well,
At your
workplaces.
workplaces, you know what I mean? Mental abuse. You know what I mean?
Abuse of authority.
Abuse of authority for sure.
That's a form of mental abuse right there.
A lot of mental stress in the working fields, that's for
Right,
sure.
like you, because they have a position, and maybe everything not going on good at home,
Yeah.
so they taking the stress. They're the ones saying don't bring home to work, but meanwhile they're the same ones bringing that to the workers. You get
Yeah.
what I mean? Certain individuals, I'm just saying.
Let's not forget, yeah, for sure. But let's not forget, I think everybody brings a little bit of that shit home. And I just think it has to do with the environment. It has to do with our surroundings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We are a stressed nation, bro. I feel like we are no longer, you know, I think the pandemic, how you call it,
Yeah, well,
and all of these games that the world and the
just have
leaders
to.
of the world are playing got us all fucked up.
Well,
So I think everybody gets a little bit of that.
everybody for has their own individual, their own sanity. You have to take a little time for yourself to realize how the world is, and any way necessary how you think you should, like either through meditation, exercise, or something to get your mind right. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's too much this uh social media, news and all of that clouding people's judgment on society, how things should be and all of that. You should, for yourself, for your mind and body, you know what I mean, to see the world how it is, fit. And you should have your mind right and fit the same time, so that you could judge things well and right instead of being sheep towards society. You get what I'm saying?
Well said, my brother, for sure.
You know what I mean?
And measure like, like in a moment of this is another advice that I can give you. Like, in a moment of emotions, just push to think logical. In a moment of emotions, you know what I'm saying, where like your emotions all over the fucking world, you know what I mean, whatever it is that you're going through, and you know you're about to fucking do some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying, hold your motherfucking horses, hold yourself back, you know what I'm saying, and think logical.
Well, the thing is like this. It's
And
like
I know
this.
it's hard to do, but
It's
you gotta do it.
it's true. It's not easier said than done, but at the same time, everybody has choices. It's like this: when you're thirsty, you drink. When you're hungry, you eat. Right? So it's like this. If someone getting you pissed, it's all about: are you gonna go to their level, or you're going to like try to resolve it? And if they cannot be resolved, then just walk away, because two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And that's easier said than done as well, especially when you're in the heat of the moment. But with practice, you can achieve that.
Exactly. Because yo, I always say this, man. Ones who don't like to argue do it so well, eh?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yep.
And trust me, and I don't like to. I don't like argument, so that means I can do it well. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
And the thing is, check this out. I already lived that life. I don't like to live that life
for
again.
sure.
You get what I mean? I like to live stress free of that. You get what
Yeah.
I mean? Straight up. No one wants to argue with anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Not at all.
unless they got mental distress kind of thing, and that's their way of
Venting it out.
leashing out.
Yeah, for sure.
You get what I
There's
mean?
those kind of individuals out there
Everybody's
too.
different, you know. So, but at the same time, as an individual, they have to see themselves and reflect and love yourself, so that you could heal, because you don't want the next individual you're carrying that on to.
And measure.
And then after, on top of that, you're not resolving nothing, because now you're putting that negativity upon that person, and they're trying to resolve things with you, but you're still trying to put negativity towards them. So how are you supposed to resolve anything?
Yep. Shout out to Sonia Moreira is watching. Good evening, Sonia. Thank you for tuning in.
You
Welcome
done
to
know.
the D2E
Bless up, bless up.
podcast and network. I
You
got my
done know.
co-host right there.
Bless up. Hmm.
Don't think we're not busy. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to put
boy,
this.
you don't know, man, for sure, for sure. You know what I mean? We just here up in the studio here. You know what I mean? Straight up, we just be talking media news. You know, mental stress. You know what I mean, and everything like that.
The
Tonight,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Media news,
Brrrr.
D2E EQ Sound Studios here up in here with Governor
The
the
network.
Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man, you
And you
don't
know what?
know.
Another thing I wanted to say, measure, like what I learned is like what my, especially I, and I'm going to pick myself as an example. What I went through with my ex not only made me stronger, like she, like, listen, she really, really, really broke me the fuck down, right? Economically, spiritually, I could go on, right?
Yeah,
And I'm not complaining. I'm just simply sharing,
yeah,
right? Like it took me a very long time for me to get over what had taken place and all the shit that she did, right? Um, but what I did learn was I learned how to measure. I learned how to measure my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I what she did taught me was how to sincerely just spot even the slickest, the hardest pretender. You know what I'm saying? And
pretty
thanks
much
to her.
you're pretty much saying your antennas are more up.
Oh man, for sure. Like my self respect level after her is going through the fucking roof. Like, and I don't want to sound like a narcissistic cocky motherfucker, but I love myself like I've never like I never been loved.
So you go, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I will never allow myself to be, tortured mentally, suffocated,
Yeah,
excluded, segregated,
yeah.
and sighted from living a good life and a healthy, normal life.
Seeing.
And that's what I learned. So
Mm-hmm. You don't know, man. Don't know. That's blessed, bro. That is blessed. For sure, for sure. Definitely, man. But yo, peoples, man, on the real, anybody who out there, if you know that they're going through a little mental stress and all of that, just yo, like, don't give them a hard time. You know what I mean? They might be going through a hard time.
For sure.
All right, just allow them, like, if they need help, as in, maybe advice or something like that. You know what I mean? But nothing in a negativity way to help them. Help them in a positivity way that you can, because you know that person. Somebody as a
That's
stranger, like, doesn't know them. So if you know them, they're going through that, okay. But no one's unless you're a therapist or something like that. All right, then,
yeah.
what I mean, straight up. But if you know that they're going through a hard time, just allow them and all of that, and try to have some understanding. You know what I mean?
Yo, I love you, brother. You so smart. And you touch on things that, like, see, like, great minds think alike. Cause see what you said, like, allow them, but help them, but don't help them to, like, don't be a facilitator to their bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Help them in a way where you gotta make them see the reality of things, and tell them the truth of what the fuck it
and
is.
and
You know what
and
I'm
check it
saying?
out. Check it out. I'm gonna say it. Tough love is best.
Absolutely,
Tough
I
love is the
agree.
best. If you don't got no motherfucking tough love, then yo, man, there's gonna be too much shove. You get what I mean? Because yo, let's just get real here. Yeah, it ain't a perfect life. Everything ain't sugar coating. Okay? So yo, you know?
The words, I want to add to that. The words love, I love you, I trust you, loyalty, honesty, and respect get thrown around very, very fucking easy.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Too easy. Like the words I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even fucking know you for a year. How the fuck are you gonna tell me you love me? You know what I'm saying? I could feel a vibe for you. I could feel love for you. Like,
Well, a
and don't get
lot.
me wrong, love can happen at any time, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people get love and lust a lot of
Right.
confused.
And you know what you said when you said, like, allow them, right, in
Mm-hmm.
a moment of when they, because everybody gets a moment of weaknesses
Because
and
the reason why I say
bullshit and
allow them,
negativity.
the reason why I say allow them is because you need to learn. You need to learn what they're going through. You need to learn what's aggravating them. You need to learn whatever. Because if you don't allow them and you're just restricting them, they'll be like,
You'll never
okay,
understand
you're
who
not
they
gonna
are.
understand what's going on. They're just gonna build up the animosity and everything like that. And you're like, what's going on?
You
This and
help
that. You're not figuring out anything.
you
So
helping to build a fucking monster for
so
sure.
it's better to allow it a bit, see where you go on. Don't allow it to an extent that yo, you can't, come on now.
Thank
But
you. That's
you
where I was
got to
going next.
learn. It's a relationship. So if you don't learn, how the hell you gonna resolve and get to the solution, you know what I mean? To the problem.
And you see, when I say measure your heart, like what I learned from my ex, right? It's like, let me give an example. I was talking to someone not too long ago, right? And this person, this chick, kept on doing, like, certain disrespectful things, right?
Mm-hmm. Go
Right.
on.
This is a while back,
Yeah.
right? And but after she would do certain things, like she will assume she knew where I was, or
Yeah.
she will assume that I was missing because of
Assumption.
this, or I didn't call and I usually call at this time, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and where
Routine.
have you been, and you know what I mean, and
Routine.
let me tell you, what for me,
Go on.
right, like, I'm a man, right, so I know what it takes to be in that relationship. If I see that, I'm trying to get to know you, if I see that you have a little bit of insecurity issues and stuff like that, I don't have a problem showing you who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm confident, I'm strong. You know what I mean? I like, don't get me wrong, just like every other man, I love women. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a man of
Bless up to that.
I'm a man of morals and values, right, and dignity. So I'm not out there like a fucking, you know what I mean, like a washcloth. You know what I mean? At that, So, you know what I mean? But the assumption and all the things that she was doing, and that, you know what I mean, and every time she'll get mad, she'll do that funny shit, like, I don't understand why some women do this, but they'll take it to social media and they'll delete me and try to read back at me and say sorry, and then I start wondering, like, I started to see the red flags. But I, like you said, I allow her because I was trying to figure it out who she was. I was trying to understand who she was. I was trying to understand where she was coming from.
Precisely.
And you know what? My good heart understood where she was coming from, and her moments of anger and her moments of fear
But
for that, right? But hold on, hold
go
on.
on.
But she kept on doing it. And every time she'll do it, she say sorry. And I kept on, and I will get fucking aggravated because I'm not totally recovered from what I went through with my ex, right? And I was trying to allow myself to have a little bit of space to talk to people and not die, right?
Yeah.
In that sense, as a man, right? But it's like, how many times are you gonna fucking do it and continue to say sorry? And I'm going to have to, stretch my good heart into the understanding of what is making you act this way. So I'm now, basically putting out my heart for your understanding, for you to fucking step on it like a rock, you know what I mean? And just for you to say sorry right after. So it's like, measure your heart. That's what I learned. That's what's very important. Measure your heart and how you give it out. And if you see any form or sign of disrespect, my advice is to anyone for that matter, just don't put up with that shit, bro. You only live once, and that
One
person,
life to live.
whoever it is, whether it's your homeboy, your boy, your best friend, your girl, your wife, your ex, believe me, if that person that you're supposed to be loving, it's fucking you up, that person is not meant for you. So let them fucking go and keep on trucking.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Good will
Straight up.
come.
And you know what? Besides you getting to where you want to be successful and all of that, it's good to know all of these things beforehand, because when the day does come that you get to where you want to be, success, you know what I mean, to the highest, bidder, right? At least you're aware and all of that, instead of all of these heathens and all of that, coming around, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, where you been? And all of a sudden, you know what I mean? No,
Yeah.
you got to be aware of everything beforehand.
It's just so fucking hard to trust people today in age, right? It's like people don't come, like a lot of people will study you.
Yep.
And then we have the social media shit, right? Where people actually can't see you. And some people, like, man, I could just tell you so many random messages that I got, and I'm just
And
like,
guess
what
what? Guess what?
like, what is this?
This is what I'm told many times in the past. Yo, you're so complex. It's hard to study you. And I go, you know what? It's hard to study myself. So yo, keep on trying to study me and tell me what's the deal, because I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we. Oh yeah.
Can we agree that yes, like I can we agree that nobody's perfect, and then there's mental stress created from men and women, especially in our relationship and friendships, at home, at the workplace, right? That these are things that happen every day. But can we agree, right, that we can exercise to become better on how to deal with those moments? Can we agree that practice will make better? Not perfect, because there's not such a thing. That's taboo bullshit. Practice makes perfect. No. Practice is going to make you better. So can we agree that if you practice,
I would say not only practice, experience.
experience, yeah, experience is everything.
Experience new experiences, because you could practice the same thing, keep on practicing the same thing to perfect it, but so what if there's a new experience
You're right.
and you're not prepared for that because you've been practicing the same thing?
My guy, Sammy.
You get what I'm saying?
I love you,
I'm
dog.
just being a realist here, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with practicing and trying to perfect what you're trying to practice upon,
Mm.
but at least practice with your mind and try to be prepared for other experiences.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Because that's a trick. If you get fucked, or you know what I mean, the trick is, you know what I mean, to recover yourself without losing your heart, your kindness, your nobleness, right? And you're
Oh
right.
yeah,
Practice,
e-
bro.
exactly. Like no one wants to be looking like a fool. No one wants to be embarrassed. No one wants to look like whatever. You know what I mean? No one likes that feeling. No one wants the humiliation. You get what I mean? But soon as they feel hurt, guess what? Humiliation, jealousy, envy, everything has to come out like all that negativity and all means necessary. And guess what they use the most nowadays? They use that social media to do it. You get what I mean? To make a point. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But guess what? There's only one problem with that. And I'm going to say it straight. I'm a devil's advocate and I'm a shit disturber. If you're going to do that, make sure you got a good platform to be doing that shit to the person to. Because if you're doing a private account and all of that, that's not going to work. Because they're going to be saying you're just a hater and all that shit. All right? So if you're going to do this, make sure you have a big following for people to pay attention to you. Otherwise, they're not going to take you seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just being a realist here because I've seen it before. You get what I mean? And I'm like, oh, they made a fake account and they're talking shit. You get what I'm saying? So they're not going to believe you. They go on the account. Oh, this is a fake account.
Mental stress
Mental stress,
can make someone go fucking cuckoo.
mod.
You know what I'm saying?
Mad and cuckoo, crazy, what you want to call it. Depends on the degree of the person and what they're going through.
Um, mental stress, mental abuse equals mental health, and it's, you know what, this is a serious topic. You know what I mean? Look at the mental health and issues, you know, and the people affected here in Canada. You know, you see them more and more and more, and this is very important for me. This is a big, you know, this is a big topic. You know, mental abuse, mental health. You know what I mean? A lot of the people that you see with mental health issues, you know, not all of them were actually born or, you know, develop a systematic, um, per se, a systematic malfunction on that side, right? Of the mental side, right? Or, you know, a mishappen of the mental side. But
Yeah.
some of these things, some of these mental stress is acquired and piled up through time.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And at one point in someone's life, maybe, you know, they get a breakage point that they couldn't take. And you know what? A lot of people loses it all, beginning with their minds and their sanity, right? And so the point I'm trying to make is like, you know, mental abuse, mental health, mental stress. All of these things combined will lead to the bigger picture, and that's what we live in. Not only society is suffering from mental health issues, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, just society. But when you look around, like the people right next to you, all of us, I just feel deeply in my heart that all of us got that mental stress because we all suffer some sort of mental abuse experience, or, you know,
Exactly.
and physical
Well,
experiences as well.
we are human. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like we're
absolutely.
not machine. You know, we're a human machine, but we're not machine. We're flesh and bone. You know what I mean?
And it's reflecting in our society.
You know what I mean? Straight up. So like, but the thing is, it comes back to reflecting and loving yourself and knowing thyself. And if you don't know thyself, and a lot of people know thyself, trust me. You know what I mean? That's why they're going through the emotions, they're going through the mental stress because they don't know themselves. You see now, all right,
Knowing
as an
themselves. That's
artist,
a big thing.
you're an artist.
Yeah.
You know yourself. You know how you know yourself? I'm going to tell you how you know yourself. Because you know your rhymes, you know your lyrics, you know your sound, you know how you sound, you know what you do with your swag. So you know yourself to a full degree because you use the artistry of music, knowing yourself. See, others have a problem with that because not many people are artists. They might have other things like maybe this guy's a chef or this guy's a mechanic. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You have to find your niche so that you don't that you know thyself so you can learn and love thyself.
Yep.
But there's a lot of people who still looking for thyself. You get what I'm
And
trying
you
to
can't
say?
blame them. There's a lot of people that haven't found themselves. A lot of people that never had the confidence, nor the guidance, nor the parental
and
guidance to be more
and
confident
that's
in order
what
to
a
find themselves.
lot
You
of
know what I'm saying?
mental stress goes with.
Communication is another thing that I noticed, that especially with this new age, this new generation. And don't forget, you know what I mean? A lot of parents didn't have the time, couldn't afford to stay at home to to raise their kids properly. You know what I mean?
And
Per
they don't
se.
know what mental stress they be going through.
Exactly. So the communication is a big factor, and I seen and there's a lot of I've seen a lot of families, and I think it comes with every race and every part in every corner of the world. You know what I mean? Miscommunication is a big factor.
Damn straight.
Sometimes, like, let's say for a parent, we think that we're gonna do the right thing if we going to apply like a whoop pass to a kid. You know what I'm saying? But little do we know that if we apply that whoop pass, it's actually gonna add up to the problem that he's carrying internally. When we could actually opted to choose to speak about the problem and say, hey, listen, you know what, I'm upset with you. You're my son, what you did is wrong, but I love you, and no matter what, I just want you to open up to me and let me know what's going on, and I promise you I'll never let you down. I'll always be there for you. I think that will be a better approach, and that will control a lot of that mental stress that eventually, if we don't control that mental stress, is going to turn into something bigger that can actually affect society. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
a lot. You touched something right there. A lot of mental stress goes with caring and loving. You know what I mean? Some people don't feel that they're cared enough or loved enough, so they're going through the motions of the mental stress. You get what I'm saying? So they're going through it alone, so they don't got nobody to support them or love them or care for them. So that's why they're going through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight. Some people are just looking for a crutch or an excuse to go through the
For sure.
emotions.
For sure. A lot of I just I always want to play that role of that person that is very thoughtful. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that do play their cards and play the victim role. You know what I mean? A lot of people that were never taught how to stand strong, how to stand on their own too. That they were served with, per se, the silver spoon, or they had better.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And
They were like either spoiled or something early in
or
life,
they had a better situation and they got accustomed to that living, so they don't know
and
the
then after
realities of life, right?
when they got older, they expect life to be the same way, to just be everything be handed to them,
Absolutely.
right?
But that's also like we could say whatever we want about that, but that's also a serious issue too, because think about this: for the people that were born, shout out to Rob Scott, he tuned in. For the people who were born with a lot of things and a lot of better opportunities
Yeah.
and circumstances, they had it all growing up, plus more. A lot of these people have been um kept concealed. You know what I'm
Restriction.
saying? Restricted from living life to the fullest, in the sense of private schools and this and that and this and
Hmm.
that. And I know a lot of parents were just trying to do that
And
for
then
the better.
and then all of a sudden they feel to bust out when they got out of it.
Exactly. And then, there was no communication. The kid was somewhere else. Parents couldn't be there. Da, 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 you know what I mean? There was no guidance. And next thing you know, there was a lot of things going on the child never told you about. You know what I mean? And one day you
Well,
wake up and you have a situation like, Columbine. You know what I
mm.
mean? You have situations like massive, massive
But you see
shootouts
now, when it
and
comes
massive
to those
killings and,
things,
and,
though,
and things that
I
affect
gotta say
life.
something about that. When it comes to those things now, the last guy always learns from the last cycle, or whoever you want to call it, right? Because they want to top,
Monkey see, monkey
they
do.
want to top the last guy. But why I'm saying this right now is each one of these guys or whatever done what they done,
Mental
there was
stress. Or
signs,
mental stress.
and people chose to ignore it.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Mental stress,
Because
mental abuse.
they were trying to find a form of
Outage.
outage, of
Expression.
attention, of expression, to get help. But some people, I can't bother with it and all of that. And they, like I said, they have no one to care, no one to love, and to help with their mental stress. So you guess what? They went, all right, then fuck the world. Don't ask me for shit. Let me just
And
and done
everything you get,
deal,
you
and
got to
I'm gonna
work
handle
hard
it.
for it.
You get what I mean? And after, I'm gonna handle it and done deal.
That's
That's
true.
it. Now the world is gonna know me. You
Yeah.
get what I mean? Straight. Because they didn't see me before.
Yeah. That's that's actually, when you think about it, that's really sad, man.
I don't like saying it like that, but that's the way I look at it every time. This one doing it, this one doing it. They didn't get the attention what they deserved or what they needed. And guess what? I'm going to make sure the world knows. And guess what? Sometimes when they do it like this, I'm going to make sure it's death by cop.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I just wanna read something that Rob Scott Isaac said. It's hard to live life when life was not in front of you. Get it? Get it? How many times does this shit hit the fan until you walk the path you were brought here for a reason? Every day I pray, but why I pray when you can't answer me? Answer to the questions is why. Deep, you know.
That is deep.
It is hard to live life when life was not in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And that's very true. I can relate to that. It's hard to live life when life wasn't in front of you. Like, he's also saying, how many times does shit hit the fan until you walk the path you were brought here for a reason? And it's true. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time,
You're gonna hit the wall before you get on the right path.
for yourself, you always know that you deserve better.
Always,
No matter what, I don't care what
always,
anyone says or puts you down or whatnot. You know you always deserve better.
always.
You
You
get what I
always
mean?
deserve better. You were meant to live better. You were meant to have better. You were meant to live healthy. You were meant to, to love free. You were meant to meet your soulmate and enjoy a beautiful life of positivity and love. Um, you popped in my head, like, out of all the things that you said. You said, when you were saying allow them. Sometimes you gotta understand them, and I think a very big key word right here is the lack of understanding. I think
That's it. That's
the
it.
lack of
But
understanding
but the
amongst us,
but the
amongst each other.
problem is some people don't have the patience to do the
My
understanding
man.
and all of that. So the thing is, why I'm saying about allowing that goes with the patience. And if you don't have the patience, then you know what, you might as well just then forget about it. Because if you don't have the patience to allow them and all that, yo, they're just gonna keep on whiling, and you're gonna get aggravated, and you're just gonna argue, and that's it. If you don't have no patience, but don't get me wrong, patience takes a toll,
To a certain
a
extent,
certain extent.
measure,
You know what I
measure.
mean?
Rob Roscott says, but real life, one love to music. Music is my everyday road. My life feels so cool heart. I know I was brought here for a reason, for a reason for the people to be receiving me at the best. That's the truth for sure, man. We appreciate you for tuning in, man. For the best that I can be. Absolutely,
Most
man.
definitely.
You were meant to be the best that you can be. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How can we deal? My question to you is, since we've been talking about stress and other things and some of the reasons and causes,
Yeah.
how can we deal with being better prepared, prepare better for to deal with all this stress and all this that? Like, if you had to break it down, like, okay, in a combination, so like, okay, nutrition, exercise, meditation, you know what I'm saying? Or every time you get anxiety, go running. What, like, I mean, what would you describe? Nutrition, health, exercise,
What's good for you?
books. What's, you know what I
What
mean?
works for you? What's good for you? Everyone's different.
Right.
Not everything's gonna work for certain people. They're gonna feel that they're pressured on doing it, and then all of that. But it might not be working for them. So they have to find out what works for them to help with that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just, we all are human beings. Yes, we all have eyes. Yes, we all have ears. Yes, we all have noses. But guess what? Our minds ain't the same. Our brains ain't the same. You get what I'm saying? Straight up, boy. I'm just being real. Yes, we're human. Yes, we bleed the same color. But yo, our brains ain't the same. Okay?
what I will say, you nailed it, bro. Because it's like what no, everybody's not the same. So whatever works for you, right? I tell you what worked for me. For all of the mental stress and the physical and mental abuse that I survived from a child and everything else I had done as a grown man, what worked for me was number one, faith.
War, you don't know.
For me was faith,
But you
and His name is God,
see what you said right
and
there?
I live for that.
You see what you said right there? When it comes to mental stress, I don't care what you're going through. Always keep the faith. Keep the faith. No matter what, you're gonna go through whatever. I don't care. Yes, this and that. But as soon as you lose that faith, your insanity starts to go away.
For sure.
Okay.
For me, it was faith, and then right after that, I would suggest you to, continue the search of you. Like, continue to try to search and find out who you really are. You know what I'm saying? And I think faith, through faith, you define those moments. That faith helps you define those moments where you really get to recognize who you really are, what you're made of, where you want to go, where you're destined to go, where are you going to be. You know what I'm saying? And everything else is mind over matter. With faith, anything is possible.
That's right. And with faith is believing in the Almighty, the Creator, God, anything you want to be, to the Creator of the masses. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever works for you. You could be the universe. You're grateful to the universe, the gods, the earth.
But the bottom line is just believe in something. Believe in something.
There is greater, that's for sure.
I mean, believe in something straight, because that helps your mentality on things as well as a person, as a human being. You know what I mean?
And exercise. I would say exercise too.
Mind, body,
and soul.
Soul, spirit.
Yeah, man. Exercise.
But man, this was a great pod just now. We're gonna be ending this off just now. You know what I mean? Please
thank you for tuning in.
Subscribe to all the channels. EQTV, that's Earthquake Sound International.
International Tanks
Podcast. You don't know. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2,
easy
3.
As can be. Yeah, we're on the we're on the FB, on the Rock. You know what I mean? Dreadnoughts. You don't know. We're live on there too right now. But you don't know. We're here with my brother Gov'nah. You don't know, people. Please subscribe. Tune in for the next time. You don't know. You heard it first from the Rastafari Samurai. Never leaving dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide.
Have a great night.
You don't know, people. We are
enjoy your working week.
Just now.
Work hard. Work hard. Work hard.
Work hard indeed. And stay
Have a great night, everybody. Stay tuned for the next episode. D2E, the network.